The arrival. The night sky over Earth was unusually clear, the stars twinkling brightly as if they were mocking the impending chaos. In the cold silence of space, an alien space station hovered above Earth, its dark hull glinting with cold, mechanical efficiency. Inside, the alien commander, a towering figure with gleaming green skin and sharp, glowing eyes, watched the view screen with a steely gaze. The alien commander was a powerful being, feared across many galaxies. He had come to Earth with a single goal: to crush human resistance. His weapon of choice was not a typical bomb or missile, but a bioengineered beast designed to instill terror and confusion among the humans. This beast was monstrous, with razor-sharp claws, glowing eyes, and a roar that could shake the very ground. "Initiate the deployment," the alien commander ordered, his voice echoing through the metallic corridors of the space station. The control room buzzed with activity as alien technicians prepared the beast for its descent. With a series of clicks and beeps, the beast was released from its containment pod and dropped towards Earth. As the beast fell through the atmosphere, it was surrounded by flames and smoke. The beast roared, a sound that seemed to carry a sense of primal fury and power. It crashed down into the heart of a bustling city, sending shock waves through the streets. Buildings trembled, glass shattered, and people screamed in terror as the beast emerged from the wreckage. The chaos was immediate and overwhelming. The beast rampaged through the city, its massive form towering over cars and pedestrians alike. Its eyes glowed menacingly, and its claws swiped through the air with deadly precision. Sirens blared, and emergency services scrambled to respond. But the beast's sheer presence made their efforts seem futile. Amidst the panic and destruction, a small group of soldiers, part of an elite team specially trained for extraordinary situations, prepared to confront the beast. They were equipped with advanced gear and weapons, but the uncertainty of the situation left them uneasy. Among them was a young soldier named Alex, who had a reputation for staying calm under pressure. As the team approached the site of the beast's rampage, they saw the creature in all its terrifying glory. It was bigger than anything they had ever faced, and its movements were as unpredictable as they were destructive. The team leader gave a brief, urgent briefing, but Alex's mind was racing with thoughts beyond the immediate danger. Alex had always been a bit of a skeptic when it came to the usual fear tactics. While the rest of the team was visibly shaken, Alex stood at the edge of the commotion, observing the beast's behavior with a keen eye. The more he watched, the more he began to see patterns in the chaos. The beast, for all its ferocity, seemed to follow certain routines. It had moments of aggressive outbursts, but also periods where it seemed to pause, almost as if it was regrouping or assessing its surroundings. Alex's eyes narrowed as he noted these intervals, a small idea forming in his mind. The team was preparing for their attack, but Alex had another approach in mind. As they took position, Alex couldn't help but mutter under his breath, "What a cute pup." His comment was not a joke or an act of bravado. Rather, it was a reflection of his growing realization. To him, the beast seemed more like a misunderstood creature than an unstoppable force of destruction. His comment was met with puzzled glances from his teammates. They were too focused on their fear and the beast's destructive power to appreciate the irony in Alex's words. But Alex's confidence was not unfounded. He saw an opportunity to use the beast's behavior to their advantage. As the team engaged with the beast, Alex watched carefully, noting how the creature reacted to their attacks and movements. Despite the chaos around him, he maintained a calm demeanor, focusing on the beast's patterns rather than the immediate danger. His observations were meticulous, and he started to piece together a strategy based on his insights. In the midst of the destruction, the alien commander continued to watch from the space station. His eyes were fixed on the screen, and he frowned as he saw the beast struggling to maintain control over its rampage. The plan was supposed to be foolproof, but the beast's inability to fully terrorize the city was starting to concern him. The initial shock and awe that the beast was supposed to inspire seemed to be diminishing. The beast was indeed causing destruction, But it was not the total collapse of human resolve that the alien commander had hoped for. Instead, it seemed that the humans were beginning to adapt, and their reactions were not as panicked as expected. Alex's calmness was starting to show its effects. As the team continued their attempts to subdue the beast, Alex's strategy began to take shape. He knew that understanding the beast's behavior was key to defeating it, and his observations were proving invaluable. The initial fear and confusion were giving way to a more controlled response, thanks in part to Alex's unique perspective. The first part of the battle was far from over, but Alex's insight had already started to shift the tide. The beast's rampage, while still terrifying, was beginning to reveal its weaknesses. And as the team pressed on, it became clear that this was just the beginning of a larger, more complex struggle. In the midst of the chaos, Alex's calmness and clear thinking were becoming a beacon of hope. The beast may have been a terrifying force, but Alex's approach was proving that even the most daunting challenges could be met with understanding and strategy. And as the alien commander watched from afar, he began to realize that the battle for Earth was far from the easy victory he had anticipated. The first encounter. The city lay in ruins, the once bustling streets now eerily quiet. The beast's roar had faded, replaced by the sounds of distant sirens and the occasional tremor of aftershocks. The human team, including Alex, had regrouped in a makeshift command center set up in a nearby building that had miraculously escaped the worst of the damage. The team leader, a grizzled veteran named Harris, paced nervously as he reviewed the data collected during their initial encounter with the beast. "We need to come up with a plan," he said, his voice filled with urgency. "This thing is tearing through the city like it's nothing." Alex, still calm despite the chaos, spoke up. "I've been watching the beast closely. It's not just random destruction, it has patterns." "We can use that." Harris looked skeptical. "Patterns? You saw how it smashed through everything. How can we predict what it's going to do next?" Alex nodded. "It's not about predicting every move. It's about understanding its behavior. It has moments when it stops and seems to assess the situation. If we can identify those moments, we can set up traps and distractions to control its path." The rest of the team was still unsure, but they trusted Alex's judgment. They set to work, deploying teams to key locations around the city to implement Alex's plan. They placed loudspeakers to create noise, set up barriers to funnel the beast's movements, and used drones to monitor its behavior from a distance. As night fell, the city was bathed in an orange glow from the fires that still burned. The beast had taken refuge in a large park, using the dense trees and undergrowth as cover. Its eyes glowed menacingly in the darkness, and its occasional roars echoed through the streets. Alex's team positioned themselves around the park, carefully avoiding detection. The plan was to draw the beast out of its hiding place and into an open area where they could more easily control its movements. They used the loudspeakers to play a series of loud, jarring noises, hoping to provoke the beast into action. The beast's response was immediate. It emerged from the park, its massive form moving with surprising speed. It roared loudly, its eyes searching for the source of the noise. As the beast approached one of the traps, Alex signaled his team to activate it. The trap was a large net, designed to temporarily restrain the beast. It fell into place, catching the beast's massive limbs. For a moment, the creature was caught and struggled against the net, its roars of frustration filling the night air. The team watched with bated breath, hoping that the trap would hold long enough for them to gain control. But the beast was powerful. It thrashed and twisted, and the net began to tear. Alex quickly realized that the trap wouldn't hold for long. "We need to get it to move towards the next trap," he shouted. The team used the drones to create more noise and flashing lights, directing the beast towards the next set of barriers. The creature, still struggling with the remnants of the net, followed the disturbances, its rage barely contained. As the beast approached the barriers, it was met with another set of traps designed to slow it down. This time, it encountered a series of high-pitched sonic emitters that caused it to stagger and roar in pain. The beast's movements became erratic, and it struggled to focus on the threats around it. Alex and the team used this moment to their advantage. They deployed a series of smaller, specialized drones that released a calming gas, intended to soothe the beast and reduce its aggression. The gas was designed to have a calming effect on the creature's nervous system, helping to make it more manageable. The beast's reaction to the gas was immediate. It began to calm down, its movements becoming slower and more deliberate. The roars of rage turned into low, confused growls. Alex watched carefully, noting the changes in the beast's behavior. "It's working," Alex said, his voice filled with cautious optimism. "We've got it under control for now." Harris, who had been observing from a safe distance, approached Alex. "You were right. Your plan is making a difference." Alex nodded. "We still need to be careful. The beast is calming down, but it's not out of danger yet. We need to keep it contained and make sure it doesn't break free." The team worked quickly, reinforcing the barriers and ensuring that the beast was securely contained. They continued to monitor its behavior, adjusting their tactics as needed. The calming gas seemed to be having a positive effect, and the beast's aggression was slowly diminishing. Meanwhile, the alien commander watched from the space station, his eyes narrowed in frustration. The initial success of his plan was fading, and the beast's unexpected resistance was causing him concern. He had underestimated the human's ability to adapt and respond. The battle was far from over, but Alex and his team had made significant progress. The beast was no longer the unstoppable force it had been earlier, and the humans were gaining the upper hand. The calmness and strategic thinking that Alex had brought to the situation were proving to be valuable assets in the struggle against the formidable foe. As the night wore on, the team continued their efforts, determined to bring the situation under control. The beast, once a symbol of terror, was now becoming a test of human ingenuity and resilience. And as the alien commander watched from above, he began to realize that this battle was far from the easy victory he had anticipated. The city was slowly recovering from the beast's rampage, but the night was far from over. In a secure underground bunker, Alex and his team gathered around a large holographic display table. The room was dimly lit, and the flickering lights of the holographic map cast eerie shadows on their faces. Despite the exhaustion and tension, there was a palpable sense of determination among them. Harris, the team leader, looked at Alex with a mixture of respect and curiosity. "All right, Alex, you've got our attention. What's the next step?" Alex nodded, feeling the weight of responsibility on his shoulders. "We've learned a lot from the first encounter. The beast has patterns we can exploit. It's not just a mindless force of destruction, it reacts to stimuli in predictable ways." A team member named Lisa, an experienced analyst, chimed in. "We've seen it respond to loud noises and bright lights, but it also has moments when it pauses and seems to evaluate its surroundings." Alex pointed to the holographic display, which showed a detailed map of the city with various locations marked. "Exactly. The key is to use these moments of pause to our advantage. We need to create a series of controlled events that will lead the beast to move in a specific direction. By doing this, we can funnel it into areas where we can manage it better." Harris leaned in, studying the map. "And how do you propose we do that?" Alex took a deep breath. "First, we need to set up a series of decoy locations around the city. These will be places that attract the beast's attention, drawing it away from populated areas. We'll use the loudspeakers and bright lights to create disturbances that will guide it towards these locations." Lisa nodded thoughtfully. "We should also have teams stationed at each decoy site, ready to respond quickly if the beast approaches. We need to be prepared for anything." Alex agreed. "Exactly. Once we've drawn the beast into a controlled area, we can use the calming gas again to keep it subdued. We'll also have additional traps ready to contain it if it tries to break free." Harris raised an eyebrow. "And what if the beast reacts differently this time? What if it's learned from our previous attempts?" Alex smiled slightly. "That's a possibility, but we've seen enough to understand its behavior patterns. We can make adjustments as needed. The important thing is to stay flexible and responsive. We have to anticipate its moves and adapt our strategy on the fly." The team began to mobilize, preparing for the next phase of their plan. They split into groups, each assigned a specific task. Some focused on setting up decoy locations, while others worked on reinforcing the traps and barriers. The tension was high, but there was a sense of purpose in the air. As they worked, Alex reviewed the data from the first encounter, analyzing every detail of the beast's behavior. He noted the intervals between its aggressive bursts and its moments of calm. This information was crucial for fine-tuning their strategy. In the early hours of the morning, the city was once again shrouded in a tense silence. The first phase of the plan began. The loudspeakers blared, and the bright lights flashed, creating a series of disturbances throughout the city. The beast, still partially affected by the calming gas, responded with curiosity and confusion. It roared and moved towards the nearest decoy location, drawn by the sounds and lights. As the beast approached, the team stationed at the decoy site prepared for its arrival. They activated additional traps and barriers, ensuring that the area was secure. The beast entered the zone, and the team quickly deployed more calming gas, further reducing its aggression. Alex and Harris monitored the situation closely, making real-time adjustments to the plan as needed. The beast was now contained in a controlled area, and the team began to implement the second phase of their strategy. They used additional noise and light to guide the beast towards a more secure containment zone. The process was intense and required precise coordination. The team had to stay alert and ready to adapt as the situation evolved. Despite the challenges, Alex's plan was proving effective. The beast's movements were becoming more predictable, and its aggression was under control. As the night wore on, the team made significant progress. The beast was successfully contained, and the city began to return to a semblance of normalcy. The initial chaos was replaced by a cautious optimism as Alex's strategy began to show results. In the command center, Harris looked at Alex with a sense of approval. "You've done a great job. Your plan is working." Alex smiled, feeling a surge of relief. "We still have work to do, but we're making progress. We need to stay focused and keep adapting as needed." The alien commander, observing from the space station, was growing increasingly frustrated. The initial success of the beast's deployment was being overshadowed by the humans' ability to adapt and counteract their plans. The battle was becoming more complex and challenging than anticipated. As dawn approached, the city was beginning to recover, and the team's efforts were starting to pay off. The beast, once a symbol of terror, was now a challenge that Alex and his team were meeting with ingenuity and determination. The first stages of the battle were complete, but the war was far from over. Alex knew that there would be more challenges ahead, but he was confident that their strategy would continue to evolve and adapt. The fight for Earth was proving to be a test of human resilience, and Alex and his team were ready to face whatever came next. The city's first light of dawn revealed the scars of the beast's rampage. Smoke still curled from the damaged buildings, and the streets were littered with debris. Alex and his team gathered once again in their underground command center, their faces marked by a mix of exhaustion and determination. The atmosphere was charged with anticipation. Today was the day they would make their first major attempt to capture the beast. Alex stood at the head of the table, where the holographic map of the city displayed their next target area. "Today is crucial," he said, addressing his team. "We need to put our plan into action and secure the beast. This is our first real attempt to contain it completely." Harris, the team leader, nodded in agreement. "The decoy sites are set and the traps are in place. We just need to make sure everything goes according to plan." Lisa, the analyst, added, "We've adjusted the calming gas mixture to be more effective. It should keep the beast subdued long enough for us to execute the capture." The team dispersed, each member heading to their assigned locations. Alex and a small team of specialists stayed behind in the command center, where they would oversee the operation and make adjustments as needed. The plan was straightforward but risky. The goal was to lead the beast into a large containment area, a zone specifically designed to keep it secure. This containment area was surrounded by high walls and equipped with additional traps to prevent any possible escape. The team would use a combination of noise, light, and decoy targets to direct the beast towards this zone. As the operation commenced, loudspeakers around the city emitted a series of chaotic noises. Bright lights flashed, creating a disorienting effect designed to catch the beast's attention. The holographic map showed the beast's position, which was quickly moving towards one of the decoy sites. Alex monitored the situation closely, his eyes flickering between the map and the live feed from the drones that hovered above the city. The beast responded to the disturbances, its massive form charging towards the source of the noise and light. It roared angrily, its frustration palpable. "Team Alpha, get ready," Alex instructed over the comms. "The beast is approaching the first trap. Team Alpha, stationed at the decoy site, prepared to—" The beast, caught off guard, struggled against the net. It roared in frustration, and its immense strength began to strain the netting. The team quickly activated additional noise and light sources to distract it, hoping to keep it from breaking free. Alex watched with bated breath. "Deploy the calming gas now!" he ordered. The team deployed the gas, which dispersed into the air around the containment zone. The gas was designed to have a soothing effect, reducing the beast's aggression. As the gas began to take effect, the beast's roars grew quieter, and its movements slowed. But things didn't go as smoothly as hoped. The beast's powerful thrashing caused the net to tear, and it started breaking free from the initial restraints. The containment area was under immediate threat. "Team Beta, initiate the secondary traps," Alex shouted. "We need to recontain it." Team Beta, stationed at another section of the containment area, activated secondary traps that were designed to further restrain the beast. These traps included reinforced barriers and additional nets. The beast's movements became increasingly erratic as it struggled against the new restraints. Harris, watching from a secondary command center, updated Alex. "The beast is resisting the traps more than we expected. It's breaking through the initial barriers." Alex felt a surge of frustration, but quickly refocused. "Adjust the gas levels! We need to increase the calming effect." The team adjusted the gas dispensers, increasing the flow to help subdue the beast. The beast's movements slowly became less violent as the calming gas took hold. However, it was still not fully contained, and the team had to remain vigilant. Despite the challenges, Alex and his team pressed on. They worked quickly to reinforce the barriers and ensure that the beast was fully secured. The operation was proving to be more difficult than anticipated, but the team's determination was unwavering. As the day wore on, the situation improved. The beast was gradually calming down, its movements becoming less aggressive. The additional traps and calming gas were having a positive effect, and the team was able to stabilize the situation. Alex and Harris took a moment to assess the situation. "We've managed to get the beast under control," Harris said, his voice reflecting relief. "But it was a close call." Alex nodded, his mind already shifting to the next phase. "We need to review what went wrong and make adjustments. This was our first attempt, and we've learned valuable lessons." The team gathered around, discussing the challenges they faced and the improvements that could be made. They reviewed the data from the operation, analyzing every detail to ensure that future attempts would be more successful. The alien commander, observing from the space station, was growing increasingly frustrated. The human's ability to adapt and respond was disrupting his plans. The initial surprise of deploying the beast was wearing off, and the commander knew that the situation required a new approach. As the sun set and the city began to recover, the team continued their efforts to refine their strategy. The first attempt had been challenging, but it was a crucial step in the ongoing battle. Alex and his team were determined to learn from their experiences and improve their tactics. The fight to contain the beast was far from over, but Alex was confident that they were moving in the right direction. The battle was evolving, and the humans' resilience and ingenuity were proving to be formidable assets in the face of an overwhelming threat. The city was slowly returning to normal as the beast was contained, but there was a new urgency in the air. Alex and his team knew that understanding the beast's behavior was crucial for their ongoing efforts. In their underground command center, the team gathered to discuss their observations and plan their next steps. Alex reviewed the footage from the previous encounters on a large screen. The beast's roars and struggles were vivid, but so were the patterns of its movements. "We need to figure out why the beast reacts the way it does," Alex said, his voice firm. "Understanding its behavior will help us refine our strategies and improve our chances of containment." Lisa, the analyst, nodded in agreement. "We've seen that the beast responds strongly to loud noises and bright lights. It also seems to have moments of pause where it appears to evaluate its surroundings." Harris, the team leader, added, "If we can determine what triggers these pauses, we might be able to use them to our advantage. We need to understand if there are specific stimuli or patterns that affect its behavior." The team set to work, analyzing every piece of data they had gathered. They studied the footage of the beast's interactions with various stimuli, looking for patterns and anomalies. The goal was to pinpoint the factors that influence. Lisa sifted through the data. It might be reacting to changes in its environment or the presence of certain objects. We need to figure out what exactly causes these pauses. The team began to experiment with different variables. They set up controlled environments to test how the beast reacted to various stimuli. They used different sounds, lights, and even scents to see how the beast responded. In one experiment, the team played a series of sounds at different volumes and frequencies. They observed the beast's reactions through the surveillance cameras. Some sounds caused it to become more agitated, while others seemed to calm it temporarily. Alex noted the findings. It looks like high-frequency sounds make the beast more aggressive, but certain lower-frequency sounds seem to have a calming effect. We should use this information to adjust our approach. Another experiment involved varying light patterns. The beast reacted strongly to sudden bursts of light, but was less affected by steady, constant illumination. The beast seems to be sensitive to sudden changes in light, Lisa observed. We should focus on creating more predictable light patterns to avoid triggering its aggression. The team also tested different scents to see if they had any impact on the beast's behavior. They found that certain scents seemed to irritate it, while others had no noticeable effect. We should avoid using scents that irritate the beast, Alex concluded. Our goal is to minimize its stress and aggression. As they continued their experiments, the team began to piece together a clearer picture of the beast's behavior. They learned that the beast's responses were influenced by a combination of sensory inputs, and its reactions were not always predictable. The key was to find a balance that would allow them to control its behavior effectively. With this new understanding, the team adjusted their strategy for the next attempt. They planned to use the insights they had gained to create a more controlled environment for the beast, minimizing factors that could trigger its aggression and maximizing the calming effects. Alex and Harris reviewed the revised plan. We'll use the lower frequency sounds and predictable light patterns to create a more stable environment for the beast, Alex said. We'll also ensure that we avoid any scents or stimuli that might cause irritation. Harris nodded in agreement. It's a more refined approach. We should be able to better manage the beast's behavior and increase our chances of successful containment. As the team prepared for the next phase, the alien commander observed from the space station. The humans' efforts to understand and adapt to the beast's behavior were making the situation more complex. The commander knew that a new strategy was needed to counter the humans' growing effectiveness. The city was once again bracing for the next encounter with the beast. Alex and his team were ready, armed with a deeper understanding of their formidable adversary. They knew that each attempt was a step closer to mastering the challenge, and their determination was unwavering. As the sun set and the city's lights flickered on, Alex and his team prepared to put their new knowledge to the test. The battle to understand and control the beast was far from over, but with each experiment and adjustment, they were inching closer to a breakthrough. The beast remained a powerful and unpredictable force, but Alex was confident that their efforts would eventually pay off. The fight was a testament to human ingenuity and resilience, and the team was committed to overcoming every obstacle in their path. The city was abuzz with a mix of excitement and anxiety. Alex and his team had learned a great deal from their previous encounters with the beast. They were ready for what they hoped would be the final showdown. The beast had become increasingly unpredictable, and it was time to put their refined strategy to the ultimate test. The command center was a hive of activity. Engineers and analysts double-checked equipment, and the team reviewed their final plans. Alex addressed his team with a resolute tone. We've prepared for this moment. We know the beast's behavior better than ever, and we're going to use that knowledge to our advantage. Let's make this our best operation yet. Lisa, the analyst, stood by the map on the large screen. We've set up the containment area with all the adjustments we've discussed. The sound and light patterns are optimized, and we've avoided any irritants that could provoke the beast. Harris, the team leader, nodded. The traps and barriers are in place. Our goal is to guide the beast into the containment area and secure it before it has a chance to escape. The team made their way to their designated positions, each member fully aware of the stakes. The containment area was ready, designed to accommodate the beast and ensure that it could be contained effectively. The operation began with a coordinated effort. Loudspeakers around the city emitted the carefully planned sounds, and bright lights flashed in a controlled pattern. The team watched the live feed as the beast reacted, its massive form moving toward the source of the stimuli. Alex and his team kept a close eye on the beast's movements. Team Alpha, prepare to activate the primary traps, Alex instructed over the comms. We need to guide the beast into the containment zone. Team Alpha, stationed at the entrance of the containment area, stood by, ready to spring the traps. The beast, drawn by the sounds and lights, approached the area. The team triggered the first set of traps, deploying the netting designed to restrain the beast. The beast roared in frustration as it was momentarily caught. It thrashed against the net, but the team had anticipated this reaction. The calming gas was deployed immediately, dispersing into the air to help soothe the beast. Activate the secondary traps, Alex commanded as the beast's struggles continued. Team Beta, stationed at the containment zone, initiated additional barriers and restraints. The reinforced nets and barriers began to close in around the beast, helping to control its movements. The beast's roaring grew less intense as the calming gas took effect. Its movements slowed, and the team watched with bated breath as the containment area gradually took shape. The creature was still powerful and unpredictable, but the team's efforts were starting to pay off. Despite their careful planning, the beast's immense strength and stubbornness posed a challenge. The initial nets had torn slightly, and the team had to act quickly to reinforce the restraints. Engineers adjusted the gas levels to maintain the calming effect, while the team worked to secure the remaining gaps in the barriers. The alien commander, observing from the space station, was growing increasingly frustrated. The humans' ability to adapt and refine their strategy was causing serious complications. The commander knew that decisive action was needed to counter the humans' growing effectiveness. Inside the containment area, the situation was under control. The beast was now fully enclosed, its movements restricted by the reinforced barriers and nets. The team continued to monitor the situation, ensuring that the containment remained stable and that the beast was secure. Alex and his team gathered around the control center, their faces showing a mixture of relief and determination. "We've managed to secure the beast," Alex said, "but we need to continue monitoring it and ensure that the containment holds." Harris nodded in agreement. "We've faced significant challenges, but our teamwork and preparation have made a difference. We're not out of the woods yet, but this is a major step forward." As the team worked to finalize the containment, the alien commander made a decisive move. A new directive was sent from the space station, a plan to disrupt the humans' containment efforts and reclaim control over the beast. The commander was determined to outsmart the humans and turn the tide in favor of the aliens. In the command center, Alex and his team were unaware of the new threat. They continued their work, reviewing data and making adjustments to ensure the containment's success. Their focus was on maintaining control and preparing for any potential complications. The final showdown had been intense, and the outcome was still uncertain. The beast was secured for now, but Alex and his team knew that they had to remain vigilant. The alien commander's next move could change everything, and the battle was far from over. As night fell over the city, the team took a moment to reflect on their progress. They had faced numerous challenges and learned valuable lessons, but the fight to control the beast was ongoing. The team's determination and resilience were unwavering, and they were ready to face whatever came next. The city, once again, was on high alert. The containment of the beast was a significant achievement, but the war was far from over. Alex and his team prepared for the next phase of their mission, knowing that the outcome of the battle could have far-reaching consequences. The city was quieter than it had been in weeks. The beast was contained, and the immediate threat had been neutralized, but the atmosphere was filled with a mix of relief and uncertainty. Alex and his team were exhausted but relieved as they took stock of the situation and prepared for the next steps. The containment area was now fully secure, and the beast was resting, subdued by the calming gas and the reinforced barriers. The team had worked tirelessly to ensure that the containment was stable, and they were now focusing on assessing the damage and planning their next moves. In the command center, Alex and his team gathered to review the events of the past few days. The large screen displayed footage of the beast's containment and the surrounding damage. Alex looked around at his team, who were all showing signs of fatigue, but also a sense of accomplishment. "We did it," Alex said, his voice reflecting both relief and exhaustion. "The beast is contained, and we've managed to control the situation." Lisa, the analyst, nodded. "It was a tough operation, but we've learned a lot. The containment area is holding, and the beast is calm for now. We need to continue monitoring it and ensure that everything remains stable." Harris, the team leader, added, "We've faced a lot of challenges, but we've come through stronger. The city will need to recover from the damage, and will need to assess the long-term impact of the containment." The team began to assess the damage caused by the beast's rampage. Buildings had been damaged, and the city's infrastructure had suffered significant strain. Teams were dispatched to repair and restore the affected areas. The recovery process would be long, but the city was determined to rebuild and recover. As the cleanup began, Alex and his team continued their work in the command center. They reviewed data from the operation and analyzed the effectiveness of their strategies. The containment of the beast had been a significant achievement, but there were still lessons to be learned. "We need to prepare for any future threats," Alex said. "The alien commander will not take this defeat lightly. We should expect more attempts to disrupt our containment efforts." Lisa reviewed the data and began drafting reports on the operation. "We've identified areas for improvement, and we'll need to make adjustments to our strategies. We should also consider how to better prepare for potential future encounters." The team's hard work and dedication had paid off, but the aftermath of the operation was a reminder of the ongoing challenges they faced. The containment of the beast was a significant victory, but the battle was far from over. Meanwhile, the alien commander was devising a new plan. The defeat had been a setback, but the commander was determined to regain control. The space station's operations were in full swing, and the commander was strategizing the next move to counter the humans' growing effectiveness. Back on Earth, the city's recovery was underway. The community came together to repair the damage and support those affected by the beast's rampage. The resilience of the people was evident as they worked tirelessly to restore their city to its former state. Alex and his team continued their work, focused on refining their strategies and preparing for future challenges. They knew that the containment of the beast was just one part of the larger battle. The lessons learned from this operation would be crucial for their ongoing efforts. The command center was a place of both reflection and preparation. The team members shared their experiences and discussed ways to improve their approach. They were committed to learning from their experiences and applying those lessons to future operations. As the days passed, the city began to show signs of recovery. Repairs were being made and life was slowly returning to normal. The containment area remained secure, and the beast was monitored closely to ensure its continued stability. Alex took a moment to reflect on the journey. The operation had been challenging, and the team had faced numerous obstacles. But their perseverance and teamwork had made a difference. The battle was ongoing, but they had made significant progress.